Welcome to Mommy Academy. Today we're going to continue reading from our Jesus Storybook Bible by
Sally Lloyd Jones.
Sally Lloyd Jones. We really enjoyed this children's Bible, and we highly recommend that you check it out too. Read along with us, read it with your family. It is fantastic how Sally writes the Bible stories for children to enjoy in such a beautiful way. Do you like the Jesus Storybook Bible from Sally?
Yeah.
Me too. Now, what happened in our last story? Do you remember?
Baby Jesus got born.
And what happened in that story? How was he born?
In the manger.
Are you a baby Jesus right now? Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. That's right. He was born in a manger. Now, what is a manger? A manger is like the big feeding bowl for the animals. Now, why was Jesus born in a manger? Why didn't his mommy and daddy give him a nice bed?
Because there was no bed.
That's right. So Mary and Joseph, Jesus' mommy and daddy on earth, had to go to a place called Bethlehem, a very long journey from their home. And when they got there to tell the government at the time, the Romans, about how many people were in their family, it was called a census, the inns were all filled up and there were no more rooms, and poor Mary was going to have her baby. And so God provided for them a stable so Mary could have her baby at least inside and not outside. And little baby Jesus wasn't born in a palace, even though he's the King of Kings, as we'll be talking about today in our story. But he was born in a stable. And it was such a beautiful, special moment. Now, Tankie, there were some special guests who came. The angels in the sky told some people in our last story.
Oh, and the shepherds.
That's right. The shepherds were the special guests visiting baby Jesus. And we're going to read about some other special guests today in our story that is called The King of All Kings. And this is a story of the 3 wise men from Matthew 2. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Here's the picture. There's a star in the sky. Far away in the east, 3 clever men saw the very same star, the star that God had put in the sky when Jesus was born. They knew it was a sign a baby king had been born. They had been waiting for the star. They knew it would come. He is here, they shouted. He's here. And I'm sure if you'd been there, you would have heard them laughing and dancing and singing until the sun came up. At dawn, they packed up their camels and wrapped gifts for the baby. They brought their most precious treasures of all, frankincense, gold, and myrrh, special, sparkling, lovely smelling, gleaming things, just right for a king. What did you want to tell us?
This is a frankincense.
Now, we got to smell some frankincense on our last Mommy Academy for Palm Sunday.
Yeah.
And we talked about how frankincense is a precious incense that people would sometimes burn when they were praying. And as the incense would burn, there'd be a lovely smell. And you could watch the smoke go up to heaven, and it can help you think about how your prayers were going up to heaven to God.
Yeah, I want to burn some of that, and maybe I think about having Jesus in the night.
That's beautiful. And what we do is we put the frankincense oil into our diffuser, and we watch the steam go up. Same kind of thing, and such a wonderful smell.
Way up to the roof.
That's right.
Actually.
The 3 wise men, actually, if you'd met them, you'd have thought they were kings because they were so rich and clever and important looking, set off. They rode their camels across endless deserts, up steep, steep mountains, down into deep, deep valleys, through raging rivers, and over grassy plains. Night and day and day and night, for hours that turned into days, that turned into weeks, that turned into months and months, until at last they reached Jerusalem. Wow, that was a long journey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jerusalem was by far the most important city for miles around. And as anyone could tell you, that's where a palace would be, and kings are born in palaces. So that's where they went. But they were in for a surprise. They went to see King Herod. Surely he'd know where the baby was, but he didn't. In fact, he didn't like the sound of a new king. It made him cross. What does cross mean?
I don't know.
It means unhappy and angry.
Yeah.
Made him cross. He didn't want anyone to be king except for him. But Herod's advisors told the 3 wise men what was written in their books, that God had said about a baby king. Go to Bethlehem. That's where you'll find him. Suddenly the star they had seen in the east started moving again, showing them the way. So the 3 wise men followed the star out of the big city along the road into the little town of Bethlehem. They followed the star through the streets of Bethlehem, out of the nice part of town, through the not so nice part of town, into the really not nice part of town, down a little dirt track until it stopped right over a little house. But wait, it wasn't a palace. And there weren't any guards or servants or flags or red carpets or trumpets or anything. Did they get it wrong? Or was this what God meant? Was Jesus born in a palace?
No.
That's correct. Sure enough, in that little house, there sitting on his mother's knee, they found the baby king. The 3 wise men knelt before the little king. They took off their rich royal turbans and gleaming golden crowns. They bowed their noble heads to the ground and gave him their sparkling treasures, the gold, the frankincense, and the myrrh. The journey that had begun so many centuries before had led these wise men here to a little town, to a little house, to a little child.
That's baby Jesus.
That's right. He's so cute. To the king, God had promised David all those years before. But this child was a new kind of king. Though he was the Prince of Heaven, they had become poor. Though he was the mighty king God, he had become a helpless baby. This king hadn't come to be the boss. He had come to be a servant. That is beautiful, isn't it? But God shows us a different way of living, what's really important in our lives. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Please like, please share. We're going to continue reading from the Jesus Storybook Bible and talking more about the Bible stories as this Easter week progresses. We just talked about Palm Sunday yesterday. So again, check out that if you have not seen that episode yet. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like, please share, please subscribe. We want to bring as much value to as many children.
Vitamin.
And, oh, you want a vitamin?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait just a minute. Tankie needs his vitamin. We use these vitamins because how many essential vitamins are in them?
15 essential vitamins.
That's right. There's 15 essential vitamins to help Tankie with his health and staying strong. And they are from an incredible company with incredibly high integrity, as well as delicious.
Yeah.
He reminds me about taking his vitamins every day because he loves them. So if you're looking for a multivitamin to help support your children's health, including the immune boosting, message me. I'd love to share about why we use these and help you open your wholesale account. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.